Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. It is the week 2 prediction time. Week 1 was a success. We got a 6 out of 8 results correct, which is great. Moving on to week 2. Most of the games feel like it's pretty easy to choose a result until we get to the end. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the hosting nation, France versus Uruguay, and I mean, just feels like it's going to be a domination, to be honest. I mean, most of these teams that we're going to mention are playing the weaker teams in the group, so I expect to see a lot of rotation in the teams, but I mean, France versus Uruguay. Uruguay has like a upset every World Cup, but it's not going to be on France. It might be like on Italy, something like that. But France to take this one with at least 45 points. Might even see a France 50, Uruguay 0, if you want to say it like that. But I mean, yeah, no match. Same with New Zealand versus Namibia. I mean, you could see a 100-point game in both these games. I think New Zealand's going to come out, try and make a statement. It's going to pan out the same way the Ireland-Romania game went down. New Zealand to have a dominant victory, get some squad rotation in. I'm not too sure if Jordie Barrett's back. If he's back, he'll probably start. Just dominance again. Once again, I'm going with New Zealand to win this game by 60 points. And then, finally, we get to see Samoa versus Chile. To be fair, I think Chile was pretty decent against Japan. But I mean, at the end, Japan still ran away with it like it was nothing. It was close after the first half, close-ish, and then it was just a runaway victory. So I'm going Samoa by 35 points. I don't see Chile being able to match the flair and the physicality of Samoa. I think Samoa truly believe they have a chance of getting out of the group, which is fair enough. So they'll go full strength. Get a dominant victory. Jeez, that was horrible. Get a dominant victory, get some momentum behind them, and just go from there. Wales versus Portugal. Well done to Portugal for getting into the World Cup. But I mean, yeah. I don't know. Once again, Wales by 35. I mean, all of these are easy and pretty straightforward. I don't like the odds on Ireland versus Tonga. Now, of course, you would say Ireland should win this game quite easily. But Tonga is no walkover victory. So from here on out, it could get a bit more exciting. I'm going with Ireland to get past Tonga with 18 to 20 points. Of course, we saw how Ireland played against Samoa. Now, I'm gonna say this as a little caveat. Ireland didn't play their full-strength team against Samoa. I wouldn't play my full-strength team against Tonga. Avoid those injuries at all costs. I think Ireland's next game is against us, to be fair, the Bokke. So I'm going with Ireland to win it by 18 to 20 points. But I mean, Tonga will be fired up. Their first game, the new rules, the new players. So this could be a very, very interesting game. Not high scoring points. I see the game panning out like the Wales versus Fiji game, to be honest. So I'm very excited for that game. That's one of the games that I'm most excited about in this match week. Moving on, South Africa versus Romania. And I mean, I truly hope we throw on like a fully rotated team. I did my predicted lineup yesterday. South Africa by at least 60 to 70 points. I want us to literally do what Ireland did. I said it previous time, this is not a shot on Ireland. I truly found the Irish game boring at some point because it was rinse and repeat. Kickoff into the 22, always a deep kickoff, into the 22. Ireland should run it back and score. The same thing, rinse and repeat, all over. And I think South Africa will do the same. I think we'll want to get our backline moving. I'm guessing we're gonna play the two new centers, Andre Esterhuizen and Caden Moody. Get them on the ball, run some gaps, almost practice some of their backline moves. That's what I'm thinking we're going to do. Moving on, Australia versus Fiji. Now, I'm going with Australia to win this game. But I think Fiji will put up the fight of their life. I think the loss against Wales is a bad one. Because if they lose this game against Australia, it's a long road ahead. I mean, truly. So I'm going with Australia by 6-7 points. I think they'll take a lot of confidence from their victory against Georgia, although it wasn't necessarily your most convincing win in the world. I still think it was a decent performance. Get that result, much needed result. The first win for Eddie Jones. String a couple of them together, and you're into the quarters, into the semis, maybe even into the final. So I've got Australia to take this with 6, and then that making Fiji's chances to go through very hard. Because I'm backing Fiji. I really love Fiji. I really enjoy the way they play rugby. And they should have won that game against Wales, man. They really should have done it. I said Australia will top the group, and I think Fiji would have come second. But that loss is almost... How many points is it for a win? I think it's 4 points for a win. That's almost 8 points that Wales got. Because they got the 4 points for the victory, and it's taken away 4 points of Fiji, which makes it terrible. So... moving on, you got England versus Japan. Is this the game that Japan gets their World Cup upset? They always get a World Cup upset. Probably not. To be fair, I don't think... I gave England a lot of credit for their victory, but they didn't look too exciting or too threatening necessarily on attack. But I mean, you don't even need that. You just milk the penalties. You've got George Ford to knock it over from 80 yards out. No issue. So I've got England to take this game by 11 to 13 points. I don't believe the upset for Japan comes here. If Argentina doesn't pull their fingers out of their bum, Japan's getting the upset victory over them. So let me know what you thought about it. I feel most of these games are pretty straightforward. I'll be very disappointed if I don't get the full house on this one. So we had a full house, then we had 2 wrong out of the 8. Hopefully we get another full house and make you some money. See you next time. Let me know what you thought about it.